CC, the CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and this is the Grow Your Money Club, where we talk about how to grow your money and not blow your money. You guys, come on in. I have something really important I want to share with you and talk to you about today. Dr. Jones and I, today is Thursday, so Dr. Jones is going to be on with us, and we're going to be discussing something that is extremely important in our community. So I need you right now, at this very moment, in real time, I need you to go tell everybody that they need to be tuning in. So whether you're logging in from Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you are watching from, send this link to everybody in your family, everybody that you love, because this could be something that saves their life. This is life or death. I don't know if you know that pancreatic cancer is, I think, the number 3 killer in the African-American community. That I think, let me see. What are my stats? Where are my stats at? They call it the silent killer. Wait, where is it? Let me tell you some. Let me give you some stats. It's the 3rd leading cause of cancer-related death in the U.S. Okay. Only 12% of patients survive 5 years after diagnosis. I know personally the people that I've known who've been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, by the time they find out about it, they're gone within a couple of months. So this year, roughly 66,000 Americans will be diagnosed with it, and over 51,000 will die from it. And by the year 2030, it's expected to become the second leading cause of cancer. Now, Black people are 30% more likely to be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer than white Americans. Black men have a higher death rate of any racial group. And there are a bunch of factors that play into this, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But the reason why I wanted to start with that, because I need you to understand how important this conversation is, because it could not only be you, it could be anybody else in your family. So I need you to tell everybody that this is something that they want to tune in. This is something that you want to watch. And oh, by the way, if you want to come on here live with us and you want to ask Dr. Jones some questions live with us, yesterday we had somebody on here, day before we had somebody on here. If you want to come on here live, go to talkblack2me.com. Where's my banners? Why I got voices banners in here? Oh, okay, I got the wrong banners in here. Go to doctor. Go to talkblack2me.com. Talkblack2me.com, and come on here and let's talk about it. Let's ask Dr. Jones some questions live. If you want to get on stage with us, if you want to get on camera, and you don't even have to get on camera. We can just hear your voice. But if you want to get on here and you want to ask a question to Dr. J live, get on here. Go to talkblack2me.com. Now, even before we even get started, I need you to understand that this is a dialogue and not a monologue. So in the chat, I need you to put comments. I need you to engage. So I want to know, first of all, where you're watching from, and if this is your first time watching. Okay, I see you, Booker. He said, "Happy Healthy Thursday." That's right, Healthy Thursday with Dr. Jones is in the building. Thank you, Booker, for sharing. I sure appreciate that. I see you, Tamara from South Carolina, and everybody else. You guys come on in. Who else is on here, and where are you watching from? And then I want to make sure that we're supporting Black-owned businesses. So if you have a Black-owned business or you know of a Black-owned business, make sure you put it in the comments what your Black-owned business is, how they can get in contact with you, and your website and everything else. The reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because 2 days ago we lost a legend, Mr. D'Angelo, and he died of pancreatic cancer. Now I'm telling you, once you get that pancreatic cancer, like, it's almost like writing it's almost like it. I mean, it is it. I did a little dedication yesterday to D'Angelo, and let me just show you really quick.
He was the sound of a generation, the man who made us close our eyes, sway slow, and feel again. Michael Eugene Archer. The world knew him as D'Angelo. Born February 11th, 1974 in Richmond, Virginia. He was raised in the church, the son of a Pentecostal minister. His gift was anointed early on, shaped by the choir and sharpened by the Spirit. You could hear that church in every single note, every run, and every truth he sang. When he dropped Brown Sugar in 1995, he didn't just debut an album, he resurrected soul. Songs like Brown Sugar and Lady redefined what R&B could sound like, raw, vulnerable, and deeply human. Then came Voodoo, and with it, that iconic moment, Untitled, How Does It Feel? That slow camera pan, that silence between breaths, it wasn't just music, it was ministry. After stepping away from the spotlight, D'Angelo returned in 2014 with Black Messiah, a protest, a prayer, a reminder that art can still move the culture and heal the people. He shared his life and legacy with another legend, the late Angie Stone. Together they brought forth a son, Michael, who now stands between heaven and legacy, without his mother and his father. So today we keep him lifted, covered in light, love, and community. 4 Grammys, 3 masterpieces, one man who redefined the meaning of soul. D'Angelo didn't chase fame. He chased feeling. He didn't follow trends, he followed truth. So today, we honor a genius whose music wasn't just heard, it was felt. Because when D'Angelo sang, it wasn't performance, it was prophecy. Rest easy, King. Your rhythm lives on. Your sound still breathes, and your soul, it remains eternal.
Hey, that's one of my favorite D'Angelo songs. So, in light of the passing of a legend that is D'Angelo, I wanted to have a conversation, and I think this is a long overdue conversation about, cancer is already prevalent in our community, but pancreatic cancer is a fast acting cancer. It happened so quickly. My best friend's mom passed away from it a couple of months ago. I've had friends and family members. It's like once you get that diagnosis, it's like it goes downhill from there. I have seen people last a little bit of time, but ultimately they end up succumbing from it. I don't know if you guys know anyone who's died of pancreatic cancer. Let's talk about, there's all types of cancers, but let's talk about pancreatic cancer today. Do you guys know, have you seen anyone die from pancreatic cancer? And if you have, or if you know anybody that's died from pancreatic cancer, have they lasted, over a year? Typically, the people that I know that have died from this disease, this terrible disease, they don't last more than a couple of months. I haven't seen anyone who's gotten pancreatic cancer that's lasted longer than a couple of months. It's called the silent killer for a reason, because by the time most people discover that they have it, it's already too late. There are really no symptoms. There are no warning signs. It's just a devastating diagnosis that moves so fast and it hits so hard. So I want to sit down with Dr. Shirley Jones to talk about this aggressive and often overlooked disease. I want to talk about what causes it, who's mostly at risk, especially in our community, and what we can do right now to protect our health. So let's bring on Dr. Shirley, our resident medical professional expertise. What's up, Miss Lady? How you doing today?
Good morning. How are you?
I am okay. It's always good to see you, darling.
It's good to see you too. So, we're talking about pancreatic cancer. If you all remember, that's what killed Patrick Swayze. That's what killed Michael Landon, Aretha Franklin, Pavarotti, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Another one I looked up, Steve Jobs. I've personally
Richest man in the world couldn't even get cured from pancreatic
all the
cancer.
money in the world.
Dang, less than 6 months.
It's
Yeah,
less than 6 months. A couple months, yes.
She has a pancreatic cyst. Getting an MRI next week to be sure all is good. Definitely keeping you in prayer. All I see.
Yes.
So yeah, it's there's, just like you said, all the money in the world can't cure pancreatic cancer.
No.
And so why do you think, well, let's talk about what it is. What is your pancreas? What is it used for? Why do we need it? Can't we just remove it just in case we, no?
No, so your pancreas is an organ that's located behind your stomach, which is the reason why it's so hard to find because it's tucked back in there in your abdomen. And it's used for, it regulates blood sugar with the foods and everything you eat. So your pancreas produces insulin cells. And so that's why you can't live without it because it helps us metabolize insulin and
Okay.
metabolize food, sugars that our body needs. So it's a very vital organ. The sad part about it is we really have no way to find it early.
Right, because it's where it's located, because it's hidden
Where
behind.
it's located. And by the time people have major signs and symptoms, it's too late. It is a silent cancer. It's very aggressive and deadly.
So there's no standard screening for it?
No, because there's no way to screen for it. Now, there are some things that increase your risk or some symptoms that people have that make you think, well, maybe I need to look there and to see if something's going on with pancreas. And that's like if you develop diabetes after the age of 50, then that's something that needs to be looked into. Because why are you developing it after 50? Why didn't it occur earlier? So maybe something is growing in your pancreas. Abdominal.
Oh, wow. This
Oh,
is
wow.
6 years. God is great, Andrea.
Yes,
I,
Andrea.
I've never heard of anybody going that long.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
amazing. She's that small percentage, that
It's a
12%.
very small percentage. And
Yeah.
so, like if you have abdominal pain, if you have like real dark urine, light stools, if you start to be satiated, like you don't have an appetite or you fill up really quick after you eat, and more so than normal. Uh,
Mhm.
those are, signs or symptoms that you may have prior that will make them look. If you have a family history of people with pancreatic cancer or with the breast cancer that with the BRCA2 gene,
Mhm.
they're more likely to have that type of cancer because there is a genetic component, about 20%, but it's worth getting screened because it is such a deadly cancer.
Right.
And you said the 5-year survival rate is only 12%.
12%. So Andrea,
You
having it since 2019, I mean, you have exceeded the time frame because again, you're the only person I've ever heard of that's been able to last that long. So that is beautiful.
Right, that's beautiful.
How do we prevent it? Is there any prevention for this?
Well, there are some things to help us decrease our risk. And so, one of the things yes, praise God for her recovery.
Mhm.
One thing to help us decrease our risk, because it is connected to like smoking, is connected to processed foods.
Mm.
Is connected to obesity. So going around and losing weight, exercising, eating whole foods, plants, you know, not so many processed foods, losing weight, exercising, not smoking will help decrease your risk.
Okay, it'll decrease the risk, but there's no.
No
Let's
medical prevention.
Okay, so let's talk about the processed food because it seems like the processed foods is like that is the beginning and the end for everything that that hurts us health wise in this country is processed foods. Like, what do we do? How do we? This been embedded like since I was born. I've eaten processed foods. So what do I do about that? And oh, by the way, I'm drinking a green smoothie right now.
Well, that's what you do. You change your mindset. You understand that there is a correlation and some causation between processed foods and our poor health outcomes. And
Yeah,
especially in our areas because we have food deserts in our areas. That's why we're more likely to have all these deadly cancer and diseases and
yeah,
poor outcomes. And
yeah.
because, we get what's cheap, but what's cheap in our mind is what's cheap because you could always eat whole foods, which are If you don't have a garden, you could have a pot and grow you some tomatoes in the pot. You can grow some broccoli in the pot
Mhm.
and, learn the thing about whole foods and eating healthy, you can't be lazy
Mhm.
because you have to cook.
You gotta cook. That's the
You have
thing.
to cook. And so what happens is, but the reason how we get caught up in that cycle is it's systemic racism, number one,
Talk
because
about
if we don't have good jobs or we're struggling, we have to work one or two jobs or three or four jobs to make ends meet. And when you work so many jobs, then now you're stressed, which increase your cortisol, you're inflamed, you're tired. So you grab what's the quickest.
it.
And the things that satisfy you quickly are processed foods. They're sugars.
Mhm.
They're, all the flours and, it's just stuff that's really bad for you. But it's designed that way because if you go into a grocery store, what are the things that are right there at your eye level at checkout walking in? It's the cookies,
The
it's
cookies, the candies.
the
Yeah.
candy. And so if you're tired, when you're tired and you're stressed, you're less likely to think, is this a good choice? You're
Right.
likely to, I have this need, I'm hungry, I'll fill it up with anything.
Right. So tell you mentioned food deserts earlier, Dr. Shirley. Tell us a little bit about the food deserts. Like, what is a food desert, and
So,
why is this a factor for Black people?
so food deserts are places where we live that do not sell fresh food or whole food, which means food that is grown in the ground, like
Mhm.
fresh vegetables, fresh meat if you still are a meat eater. Uh, so I'm not sure how the powers that be or the large corporations like, the grocery stores, how they decide where to put their stores,
Mhm.
but it's usually not in our area. And
Mhm.
when they are in our area, the food is usually food that is not good. It's sent from other stores. A lot of time they change the dates. It's old food. Our stores tend to have more processed foods, cookies, cakes, candies,
Oh my.
and so
Yeah.
that stuff is pushed on us. And
Yeah.
because that's what's cheaper. And
Yeah.
so what that does, it keeps us sick.
Wow. So what can we do to naturally detox our pancreas?
So one of the things to detox your pancreas is to get off processed
That's
foods.
food.
Processed foods. And you could, I don't really tell people to do detoxes because if you eat real whole foods like vegetables and fruits and even fresh meat. I mean, if you're a meat eater, you can find someone that has a farm that sells meat.
Mhm.
You can get your meat from there. The
Right.
meat that's in the grocery stores is dead flesh. It wasn't killed yesterday.
Okay. Jesus. Jesus. You
I
ain't
mean,
gotta put it
but
like that.
think about it. Think about even animals don't eat dead flesh. They eat stuff that they just killed or
Mhm.
that they saw die.
Mhm.
We get dead flesh and it's put in um, a some type of facility, and then they add all type of process like preservatives and salts and sugars so that you don't taste the death. And then they put it in all the grocery stores
Why you gotta say taste the death? Why you gotta put it like that, Dr. Shirley?
because any flesh that dies, it turns black and it rigor mortis sets in. So that's exactly what they do. And then they add antibiotics so that you won't get sick from it
Jesus.
because it start growing bugs. And so this is what they are selling us. Now, I'm not saying they sell it at all grocery stores, but in our areas,
Mm.
because it's not fresh food.
Mhm.
Even the fruit, a lot of times, is not fresh.
Really?
If you look at like Walmart, a lot of times that stuff is rotten or is so genetically modified, it doesn't even taste like an apple, doesn't taste like a peach. And that's what's in our neighborhoods, majority of minority neighborhoods,
Yeah.
Black and brown neighborhoods.
Wow.
And and if you question what I say, just go take a ride to the other side
Mm.
and look in the grocery stores and see when you walk in, you see real green vegetables. The water is washing them off. The apples are red. When you go in our neighborhoods, you know, the lettuce looks like this. It's brown. The apples are, red and brown. So those are food deserts because we do not have access to fresh fruits.
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens is they go put fast foods in our areas.
Mm-hmm.
So now you add on top of that a heavy sugar load. And
Okay.
sugar is a poison. Sugar kills everything in our
Yeah,
body.
sugar, it feeds cancer and it
Feeds cancer, feeds
increases
all the
diabetes and everything else. Okay, so you said you talked about stress. Well, let me go before I go to stress though. Are there any supplements? Because I know you said, I know you say a lot. You don't really have to take supplements if you eat whole foods.
if you eat
Um,
whole foods.
but if you don't eat whole foods, any supplements that you could take to kind of help prevent um, a pancreatic cancer or any types of cancer?
Well, yeah, so you want to take supplements that decrease your inflammation and your stressors. So in women, even everybody, if you do your B vitamins, like your B6, B12, those are, antioxidants. They help decrease stress. If
Mhm,
you do ashwagandha, it decreases stress.
mhm.
And you could do as a tea, as a supplement. If you do you could do your NAD. That's a type of peptide, which is a type of supplement, will help pull out all the cations, which is that positive charge that cancers like to convert into cancer and decrease your risk.
So
There are liver detoxes. You can do those. There are gut detoxes that help switch the microbiome of bugs in your gut to help increase your immune. So the big thing is to take things that support your immune system, which are like turmeric, ginger, black pepper, those things. They help increase your immune system to fight these things.
so you said turmeric, ginger, black pepper.
Black pepper, ashwagandha. You could take, NAD, glutathione. These are things that help the body to fight.
Okay.
And you could do macronutrients, which are also parts of if you're doing whole foods, because you can get your macronutrients from other things. So
Dennis Spraggin said, "What about sugar supplements?"
we don't need a sugar supplement, but you can use like agave. You can use monk fruit.
She doesn't like honey because she's a vegan, but
Yeah, I don't do honey because I'm a vegan.
yeah. All right. So, but you mentioned stress earlier, and so like, tell us what are some practical ways people can detox and protect their pancreas naturally?
So naturally, what you could do is find a time and set aside, just like it's so important to balance your checkbook, it's so important to eat with your family, it's so important to go to work or work on your business. Make it every day, if it's only 15 minutes, to meditate or rest.
Hmm, hmm.
Because the problem is a lot of us don't rest. We get so caught up and we take on more and more and more, and we get overwhelmed. And what that does, it makes your stressor hormone go up. And so extended amount of stress hormone in your body is not good for you because it breaks down your immune system and it sets you up as a bed for cancers to form.
Wow, that's crazy. She said, "Have you had honey before?" I'm sure she hasn't always been a vegan. You've
Yes,
had,
I've had honey before.
yeah. She just doesn't eat.
Yes. When I was vegetarian, I had
Oh, when
honey.
you were vegetarian.
Right.
So, what are some things, some just practical lifestyle things that people can do today, just like every day? You talked about meditation, you talked about eating. Like, give us um, a best case scenario for someone to live their best life. I remember there was this guy. He was a musician. He was an upcoming musician, and he was very healthy. He ran all the time. He ate good, and then he just dropped dead and died. And he was like in his 30s. Um, so you could be as healthy as you want to be, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to die. But ultimately, like, what's the best thing to do to be optimally in just good shape to prevent diseases? Because there's some things that are environmental, there are some things that are hereditary, but how can you set yourself apart to make sure that you have the best health quality? It's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, money, all those things. What can you do to just make sure that you try to avoid getting sick?
And that is the thing what you said, you got to have a balance. So one thing in your life, you have to balance your life. So balance is not being too far over on working and not eating, not taking the time to eat, not taking time to rest. So one thing is, which a lot of people don't want to hear, is losing weight. It has been shown obesity increases by 20-fold your risk of getting all types of cancer. It's been shown. Also, entering certain poisons into your body, which are like alcohol, which are smoking, hookah, all of that. These are things our body is not supposed to have. And when you have these type habits, because these habits were pushed on us by media. We thought it was cool to do this. It's
Mhm.
cool to go to the hookah, and make that part of meeting friends. And, I get that, but figure out something else to do,
Mhm.
And so the thing is, and then balance your stress. Learn to say no. You do not have to do everything. You don't have to go everywhere. Learn to stay in a community. When you start isolating yourself and not having friends and all of this, it affects your immune system. It makes your cortisol, because then you feel like I'm the only one going through this. This is overwhelming. When you have your friends around, they can say, hey, we got you. Even if it's not monetary, it could be emotionally. Sometimes it's good to share everything that you're going through with another person. This all helps balance the body and decrease your cortisol. So losing weight, drinking a lot of water, exercising, taking time for yourself, meditating, because meditating helps clear some of that stress. It helps you to focus on, be intentional about the moment.
Mm.
Joy, be grateful. Okay, I may not have that, but that's okay because I got this.
Yeah.
I may not have a mansion with 15 bedrooms, but guess what? I have my own house. And another thing is to let, even though we do social media, set times for social media.
Mhm.
Turn off all the notifications when you're at home, and go to bed and sleep. These are things you can start with. And then you can also start with trying to eat more vegetables. I get it. Everybody cannot be a vegan or do not choose to be a vegan, but at least increase your vegetables, increase your green leafy vegetables, and if you can't find fresh vegetables, then what you could do is get frozen vegetables. A lot of them are flash frozen, which means they were ripe in the minute they picked them, they froze them.
Mm.
So they still have their nutrients in them.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Derek C. Williams said Harvard did a study some years ago and confirmed blacks are vitamin D deficient. Yeah, we know that. And vitamin D3 is known to boost your immune system. We definitely got to take,
You
I went to
definitely
the
have to
doctor.
take
They said everybody's vitamin D deficient. I mean, every black person. Um, Andrea said, I wake up every morning seeking joy. I'm
yeah.
sure that's contributed. Uh, I know that my friend of mine, her aunt had pancreatic cancer, and she started drinking soursop tea, and she said that helped, um, like, fight it. What do you
Right.
think about soursop?
Yeah, because it's a potent antioxidant, and it helps boost your immune system. So
Okay.
the way to fight any of the cancers is to boost your immune system. That's what all these things do.
Got it.
Like soursop and the sea moss. They
Yeah.
it boosts your immune system. So if your immune system is strong, it can fight a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because what cancers are is basically they're like virus. I'm not saying they're a virus, but they deal with the DNA. It gets in and it basically turns your DNA to a cancer cells. So then you start reproducing the foreign DNA, which is the cancer, which starts growing.
Hmm.
And it's because these things go haywire because they're in bad environments, because
Wow.
of all the toxins in our air. Because they put toxins in our water. They
Yeah.
breathe toxins. A lot of places where
Every-
Black neighborhoods were dumps.
yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of times, when you're on the other side of the railroad track, there were spills.
Yeah.
They don't clean up our areas.
Right. Right.
You know,
It's like it's not even if you're gonna get cancer. I feel like it's like when, it's
But
not
we're
even.
all going to die. But hopefully, if you do these things and get healthy, then you lessen your chance of having cancer and
Yeah.
just dying of old age.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones. So Dr. Jones does consultations. And one of the things that I'm so grateful for is Dr. Jones can take a look at your blood work, look at, and consult you and tell you exactly what you need to do. Because oftentimes our physicians, they're I mean, when I went to the last gynecologist I went to, I mean, I was literally waiting for 45 minutes to be in and out in about 30 seconds. Like literally, they want you in and out. They're not taking the time to really explain things to a lot of people. And Dr. Jones has she has a program where she will consult with you on your personal medical history. Your medical history that's the most valuable thing, or your health is the most valuable thing that you could have in your life, because you can't enjoy your wealth, you can't enjoy your family, you can't enjoy your job, you can't enjoy your purpose if your health is not good. And so gratefully, Dr. Jones does these consultations. If you go to askdrj.info, she will look at your blood work, and she will tell you exactly what you need to do to get your behind in order. Dr. Jones, don't you have like some type of special going on right now?
Yes, I have a special with 25% off until the end of the year.
To the end of the year?
Yes.
Is there a
25%
coupon code?
off.
Is there a coupon code?
Yes, there's a coupon code.
What is it?
Let me see if I can
Girl,
find
let me
it.
find it. Because you probably don't know.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find that
I'll
coupon.
probably find it before you. See, you texted to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, comp 25.
Comp 25. That's it. COMP 25. If
That's the
you
coupon. That's the coupon code. So if you want to see Dr. Jones, and if you want to talk to her, she has she does a consultation, and you can use the comp code 25. You definitely need to take advantage of this offer, Christina, because this could be the difference between life and death. It really can. And you want somebody who cares about you, who really wants to see you win, who wants you to live an optimal life. That's what she is here for. I love the Aboriginal Copper Freeman said, I exercise daily to keep my lymphatic system healthy. Absolutely, we need to do that. So you guys go to askdrj.info if you want to talk to her. Use a comp code, the coupon code comp25 to get that 25% discount to the end of the year. But you better hurry up, because I know her calendar fills up quickly. So you better hurry up and get on there. Dr. Jones, listen, this has been a great conversation. This is short and sweet, but I think it was to the point. And I think that we really need to be proactive and not reactive. Black folks, we know better. You getting the information, she's dropping the game on you. We have to do better, because your health is your wealth. And we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our families and our communities and our legacy to stay alive as long as we possibly can, so that we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. I'm going to give you an opportunity to give some final thoughts, Dr. Jones, and we're going to get up out of here.
Okay, final thoughts are, as Constance just said, your life is really the most important thing of your wealth. If you see, Steve Jobs died, Aretha Franklin, they had everything,
Yeah.
and they died from pancreatic cancer. So how you treat your body, we only get one. Treat it with care, just like you care about everything else in your life. And we go above and beyond for our kids, for our bank accounts, for those cars that we really like. Treat your body the same way. Don't put anything in your body,
Yeah.
because what you eat, if you eat junk, your body will be junk.
Amen. If you
Somebody
eat
said,
junk,
John Lewis,
yeah.
I didn't realize he died of, wow, pancreatic cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is a disease of the people that are like 50 and older.
Yeah.
See, it's more common.
Yeah. But don't mean you can't get it at 40.
Right.
D'Angelo was 51 years old. Somebody just said his mother or somebody died at 40 something. Oh, somebody's husband died at 40 something. So it definitely can happen. But you got to be proactive and not reactive, Black people. And we just want to see you win. We want to see you well. All right. All right. So we will see you again next week. Dr. Jones, always be
All right.
good. And we love you. We appreciate you. And we're going to see you next week. Great job.